Rusty's Crypto Cave here. Today's video is going to be, we're going to upgrade the S19K Pro. We're going to take out the stock control board and replace it with an ePIC control board, just like we did in the S19J Pro Plus the other day. The video, I think, went live yesterday, and we're going to put the same control board into the S19K Pro. But as you can see, here is what it is currently doing. It is running at about 122 terahash. It's been up for almost going on 9 days so far. Been running really well. Hasn't been getting the 2760 watts like Bitmain claims, but it is more like around 3000 watts, which, let's go out into the shed and we'll see exactly what it is pulling at the breaker. Alrighty, we are out in the shed. Here is the S19K Pro that we're going to be upgrading the control board to. It is currently plugged into that PDU under here, which is the green outlet. As you can see, that is currently pulling 5630 as far as watts goes. That is on, what's on that breaker is the S19K Pro and also the S19J Pro 104 on brains. That was running, I think, somewhere around 95 terahash, 100 terahash, I don't even remember. I have it on a power setting of like 2700 watts, I believe, and I think it's currently pulling probably around 25, but we'll see here once we unplug this one. So right now we are at 5630. As you can see, and I'm going to unplug the S19K Pro right now. So 5630. So yeah, it was probably right around the 3000 watts still. 2612. Is what the 104 terahash is pulling on brains. That is, I'll have to double check and see what the hash rate is on that one, but that's probably right around the 104 terahash, somewhere around there. Pretty close to the stock hash rate with just less power running on brains. So that one's running fairly efficiently, but we're going to get this guy in and we're going to get that control board swapped out. Here we have the S19K Pro in the house, ready to start tearing it apart. And there is the ePIC control board that we will be installing in it. There's the old control board from the S19J Pro Plus. I'm going to have to make sure and label these just so I don't get them all mixed up. So just so I have them stored correctly for whenever I need to switch them back. And as you can see, I do have four additional fans, because you'll see when we get into taking this apart, the S19K Pro uses different connectors inside, so we need to use these 4-pin connectors. So I'll pick the video back up once I get it torn apart and show you the connectors on this one once I get it apart. Alrighty, here is the stock control board, and as you can see, the front two fans use a different style connector. It's like a little 4-pin job. Different style 4-pin. Almost like a PCI type connector with just 4 pins. We got them disconnected. And we have to cut these little zip ties. And then the back two fans on the reverse side use the standard regular 4-pin connectors. So I'm going to get the rest of this taken apart and get the ePIC board installed. And then we'll get her back out in the shed and up and hashing away. These are the stock fans on the front of an S19K Pro, or yeah, S19K Pro. See, they run at 4.5 amps, so that's probably my guess for the reason for the different style connector. These are the fans that are going to be replacing it. Same brand, except for they run at 2.7 amps and use the 4-pin connector, or the different style, traditional fan 4-pin connector. Just gotta get them installed there. Got the front fans off already. So we're just going to put these new fans on, plug them in, button her back up, and take her out to the shed. Alrighty, we are back out in the shed. The 104 terahash model is currently pulling 2579. And we got this guy all buttoned back up, ready to plug back in. See if I can do this with one hand. Shit. Alright, let me put the camera down for a second, see if I can get it to stay here. Just make sure they're tight. They are. Alright, you're going to keep an eye on the power meter. Fans are cranking. In the meantime, I'm waiting on this. I'm going to pull out my phone and see what the IP address is. Some wild couple 100-watt power fluctuations there. Because by default, ePIC blockchain has their pull information set up in the firmware. I learned that from the first one, so this should pick up and start mining right away. And again, I probably should have brought my laptop out, but I did not. Power is bouncing around all over the place. I don't remember that doing that in the first one. The default light is not on. They're still right around the 3,400 watts. Waiting for this to start ramping up. Let's see if I can log into my phone in the meantime. I did get the IP. And the default password is "let me in." Ooh, this is interesting. Chip detect failed on hashboard 1. That looks like I might have messed something up. So I'm going to have to go back in here and take her apart and fiddle around with it some more. But actually, I'll go in the computer and record a little bit just to show you what the error that shows. Alrighty, here is the... it just popped away. Let's see if it comes back up again. Yes, chip detect failed on hashboards 1. So let's stop mining just to get that to stop doing whatever it's doing. And I'm going to go back out and take her apart and see what I fucked up. Alright, we got the cover popped off. The only thing I can maybe think of is I didn't have this cover on very tight just because I knew these buttons were here. I did the same thing on the Pro Plus and it was fine. I was messing around with these connections. These all seem nice and snug and snapped in. Fans are all snapped in. That's snapped in. That's in. These connections are all hashboard 1, I believe, is the middle one. I guess it's 0, 1, 2, or even 0, 1, 2, whatever it is. But 1 should be in the middle. So that would be that one. I may even try switching these two just to see if it gives me a different error. So I'm going to do that and we'll give that a whirl. Alrighty, we got her back out. As you can see, I left that front cover off just to see if that makes a difference. But it's still only using like 100 watts there. Now it's starting to ramp up a little bit, but it was odd that a fault light never came on. I'm going to pull my phone out too. So see, now we get a fault light blinking a little bit. Let's see. Oh, I gotta type the password in my phone here quick. Session unlocked. It says it's hashing. Full hash rate 42. Yeah, it's up to 4,000 watts now. I don't know what it was. Everything seemed seated properly. Maybe that front cover was pushing on the reset button or something. I don't know. I know the IP report button on the left was fine because I tested that. I should have got a paper clip and tried to push the reset button to see if it was forced in, but it seems like we're going good. So I'm going to go inside, hop on the computer, and get everything switched around to my pulls and that information, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we're in the house, and things are hashing away. It says it's using a shit ton of power. I'm gonna log in my phone and my app and see what the breakers are on at. So I have the Emporia energy device that I could kind of see what's going on. Yeah, it's probably at about 6,000 or so. I'm going to guess as it's tuning, it's going to ramp down. So it is currently over to 24 amps, but not crazy over to 24 amps. You can kind of see. Might be kind of hard to see, but it shows 3160, 3148 for two different breakers, which that just gets doubled. So it's probably 61, 6200, somewhere in there. So we're going to watch this for a while and see what happens and let it do some tuning, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, in the meantime, I ran out to the shed just to see what was on the display, and it was like 6,034 watts on that breaker, and the other one was 2580, 2590. So we're probably pulling almost 3,500 watts. So the power displayed in the dashboard is extremely off, which is good because I didn't think it was pulling 4,300 watts because that may have been enough to pop the breaker. But you can see it's hashing at 138. Which is pretty crazy high. Don't need to hash that high because the user target is 138 terahash. Let's go into settings. Oh yeah, how about that? I got to change my shit around here. We're hashing away to somebody else. So copy this. Get all their pull information out of here. S19K Pro. And copy that. Copy that. Pretty sure that's what I had it named in Nice Hash was S19K Pro. But we'll double check to make sure in the app. Apply that. Go over to performance. I'll put on auto fan. Apply that. Leave it run around the 120 terahash setting. Let that go for a bit. So I'm gonna let this run for a while and let things settle down, and we'll pop back in and see where she settled out at. Alrighty, the S19K Pro has been up and running for a while. You can see it's right around the 119, 120 terahash, and this is the power usage is 3846. I ran out to the shed, took a picture of the breaker with my phone. Let me pull it back up. My battery's gonna die here, so actually I'll put the image up on the screen in the video, and you'll see the breaker's using 5,326 watts. 25 to 2600 of that was the 104 terahash. So I'm using about the 2700 watts now, about what Bitmain advertised this miner at. So that's good. So that's about 300 watts less than the other one. So I actually might play around and crank the hash rate up a little bit in this one, just because I do have about 400 or 500 watts in that breaker I could utilize and get some more hash rate and some more satoshis. So, but we'll see how that runs, and I'll do another update video. I might combine the two, do a dual update with the S19K Pro and the S19J after about a week or so, see how things are going, and talk about some of the different settings I used and played around with. And I'm currently trying where this is voltage optimizer down the bottom here. I am trying the chip tune option. That is in settings, performance, perpetual tune actually. I had this option engaged on the other one, which will go up here. This is the S19J Pro Plus, and this is the K Pro. So I had the voltage optimizer tune running on that one, just trying to mess around with things and try some different things out. So, but we'll give an update later in the week, maybe next weekend or so, maybe next Sunday, something like that. Do an update. I'm gonna get to editing these videos, upload it, and flop on the couch and watch some football. All right. So you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you later.